Alright, so I've got a different kind of video for you today. As you know, I've been in Spain for about 3 months and then spent a couple of weeks travelling up via Ireland and Scotland. Had major problems with running a laptop on mobile networks while I was travelling, to the extent where I eventually just turned off EW Sniper, each way Sniper. I just turned it off because it was just dipping in and out of signal, if you like. So he was trying to put bets on, but it couldn't, because by the time it was trying to put a bet on, there was no signal. Bear in mind, you know, you're driving constantly, so the signal's just up and down like a yo-yo. And a lot of the places were so remote, like up Northern Ireland coast, and just didn't seem to have a constant signal. So I ended up just turning AWS Sniper off. Now, I have mentioned in the past I was running on a VPS, a virtual private server, but I stopped doing that because it was interfering with the Betfair bot manager that I use, and I paid a year's subscription for Betfair bot manager, so I didn't want to jeopardize that, because that just runs like constantly without interference. So it was interfering with that when I was running it. So the other option was to get a second VPS, and that's paying about like 15 quid a month. So I decided the best way to go would be one of these. So I've just purchased this off Amazon, ready for me coming back in the flat now that I'm still renovating. Hopefully, I've got some exciting news during March to tell you, but hopefully get this flat finished by the end of this month, because I'm about 80% through, but I'm going to try and put some big days in on it. I might actually video some if I get time. But this is going to, hopefully, I'm hoping it's going to be the answer. I've just bought a mini PC off Amazon. I can't remember the specs of it. Not even on the box by the looks of it. I know it's got just one of those Celeron processors. It was only 189 quid, but the idea is to configure it up, get it sorted out, get EW Sniper loaded up on it, and then just run it 24/7. And when I next go away again on the road, I'm just going to leave it at a family member's house, plugged in a spare room or an office somewhere, a study, and just leave it running, and I'll be able to remote control it from wherever I am. The advantage being it'll be like my own personal VPS. The disadvantage obviously is the cost of the electricity to run it 24/7, but I'll see if I can get some scheduling software to turn it on and off in line with when I need it. But that's all later down the line. First thing I'm going to do is get into it. So as you can see, that's it there. I say it was 189 quid. I think it's got 8 gig of RAM. I'm not even sure how I'll find out now without going back. Oh, hang on. Is that something on the back of the box there? Yeah, alright, okay. There's a little sticker on the back of the box there. Assuming that's correct. So I've got here 8 gig of RAM and 128 gig of ROM. I believe 8 gig should be more than sufficient. The only concern I have got is the processor. It was some kind of Celeron, Intel Celeron processor. So I'm not expecting it to be sort of mega fast for only being 189 quid, but this is it here. It's quite a small little dinky thing, so I'm not going to leave a monitor or anything on. I'm just going to looks like it's got screw marks there. It's got holders there to hook it up on the wall, albeit upside down. Well, the logo and the stickers are upside down if you were to hang that on the wall. I'll probably just leave it on a desk somewhere like that. Hopefully it doesn't overheat, hopefully it doesn't blow up. It's got USB 3, USB 2, USB 1, so I thought that one looks slightly different, so I wonder if that is a USB 3 port or not, or that's just 1, 2 and 3. On-off switch. It's very plasticky. Obviously I'm not expecting much. I can't read that there to see if it is, which kind of processor it is. Got power there, another USB 4 there, so well, the fourth one. 2 HDMI ports, which is good. The LAN, which is good. I might use that. I'm not sure if it's got wireless or not. I'm hoping it's got wireless, because I can't use it in here if it hasn't, because I've only got mobile network in here. And then there's something on there which I'm not even sure what that is. It looks like a switch, but doesn't seem to want to move. I'm not sure what that is up there at the top. a mic socket, and then that's for locking it up with one of those security lock things, although it probably wouldn't take much to just pull it open because it is just proper plastic. And on this side there's a VGA, and I think that's about it. I'm assuming that's like a light for the when the power's on. So the idea here then is I'm going to configure this up, show you it running, get EWS on it, and then long term this will just sit, not even plugged into a, I might leave the keyboard and mouse plugged into it, but I'm not going to keep a monitor on it because that's obviously just using more power. We'll just configure it up using a monitor and then just unplug the monitor, I think. Okay, so I'm going to come back to this once it's all set up. So just one more thing before I do set it up, I'll show you what was in the box with the main unit. We've got a bracket. It's a mounting bracket for the back of the unit. It's got some screws which I assume it's something to do with the mounting of it. It's got an HDMI cable for the monitor, and you've got like a proprietary power thing here. So if that screws up, be a case of finding a replacement DC. So it's not like a USB-C or anything like that, which you wouldn't really expect for the price. And it's got a little manual. Looking at the manual, the English is only page 1 to 3, so you only got 3 pages of manual really, and that's it there. But what it is, look like that bracket allows you to mount it on the Visa or VESA, I'm not sure how you pronounce that, VESA bracket, but it's a standard size that you get on most back of most monitors. Any kind of even cheap monitor should have these screw sizes at the exact space. And it looks like you can actually mount the PC itself, this unit here, on the back of the monitor. So I might do that, I might not do that. It's no real advantage to me. It probably takes up a bit less space, obviously, because it's sitting on the back of the monitor. But if we do that, I'll still be I can leave it plugged into the monitor, but I'll turn the monitor off as long as that doesn't affect the running of the PC. I don't want the monitor being on 24/7 because I'll be using enough of the kind family members' electricity anyway. I will offer to pay them some, but I doubt they'll take it. As you can see, you can connect to Wi-Fi as well, so it has got Wi-Fi, which is good for while I'm setting it up in here. But when I put it into its permanent position, I might link it up to Ethernet, because it should be a little bit faster again for the network connection. Okay, so I'll be back this time when it's configured. Right, so we're getting there, I think. Well, not really, but it's installing some updates at the moment, as you can see there. I've opted for Windows 11 Pro because I believe Pro allows you to implement or use remote desktop, Microsoft Remote Desktop, which will be useful for connecting to it. Although I might still just use the Chrome desktop add-on because I'm used to that. It's quite straightforward. But it'll give me the option to give both a try, having Pro. One problem I have got is I can't get this keyboard to work. It's a wireless keyboard. It doesn't seem to have picked it up straight away. Could be an option, a couple options for that. One might be batteries. I'm not sure. I've only got about 6 batteries, and I'm not sure if any of them are even charged. They might all be dead. 2 of them, the 2 Duracell ones, come out of the keyboard and hasn't been used for about 4 months, so it might be that. I had a 10 pack here, but only have 1 left in there, so I've got that one in with another one at the moment. Doesn't seem to be doing much though, the keyboard. So to get around, I've been using an on-screen keyboard on Windows, which isn't the best. The other option it could be, the other issue it could be, is this Logi keyboard and Logi mouse that you see there. I think use that orange dongle thing there. It's the only dongle I can find, and it does fit in the bottom of the mouse here, and down here you've got a little place for it down here. Now the dongle does fit in there, so I'm just assuming that's the right dongle because of that. So it's possible it's not. But I can't get that mouse to work. I can't get this keyboard to work with that dongle. I don't know if I just need to install them once I've got Windows set up. I've got this mouse working, which is, well, it's Bluetooth and wired. It's got a few settings on the bottom. It's filthy as well. I just dug it out of an old box. So that is working wired into the PC. Quite impressed with the PC actually. It's nice and quiet. It seems reasonably speedy at the minute. It's I don't know if I can show you here, but if I go into system, I don't know if I can do that while this is installing an update. So I can. And if I go into down here at the bottom, if I go into about, I don't know if you can see that. You can see there I've got Windows 11 Pro, which is just made sure I would set that in the Amazon description. And there's the other thing I wanted to look at was it's an Intel Celeron J4125 2 gigahertz. I'm assuming that's pretty low spec because this is probably the cheapest mini PC I could find, or one of the cheapest anyway. One of the cheapest with the 8 gig anyway. I wanted the 8 gig because I didn't want to just stick with 4. I know it's not massive, but it's obviously an upgrade from 4 because I think for auto EWS they do stipulate a minimum of 4. So I'm just waiting for these updates to run in, and then we'll see if I can get this keyboard installed, because what I've been using is under accessibility here. There is an option for which I can keyboard, and there's an on-screen keyboard here. You can turn that on. You get this keyboard up on the screen which you can use. Click into a box, so find the setting if I start typing there. Remote. Not ideal, but when your keyboard isn't working, it's got me out of a little hole already. Remote desktop settings. You have to keep moving the keyboard around or minimizing it because it's a bit big. So you can remote connect to and use this PC from another device. I'm going to switch that on. I'm going to try and use confirm that. So that should be it on the PC. Names Canny Drifters. Select who can remote this. I don't know if we need to set that up. The users listed below can connect to this computer. Mr. Drift already has access, which is me, so that's good. I don't need to change that. I can get help here and set it up, but I'm just going to try and link to it from another laptop or PC. I've got a Windows laptop and I've also got a MacBook, so you can even download Microsoft RDP onto a mobile. So I'm just going to let these Windows updates finish. I don't know how far we're at with it so far. There's a few still to go there. You can see them downloading here on the right hand side. Okay, so I've managed to find another dongle, the little black one there. So I can take this orange one out. I don't know what that's for. Had it plugged in for nothing. But that black one there is operating this keyboard and this mouse. I've got each way sniper set up here on the mini PC. However, there's no betting history. So I've got the betting history on the laptop, which I was running over in Spain and during travelling back in the camper. So what I'm going to do is run that again tomorrow on the last day of February, and then transfer all the accounts over onto here for the 1st of March, because I cleared down February's data from here anyway into a spreadsheet. It's obviously stored locally on the PCs, not the no servers or anything like that in the cloud. So that's the mini PC setup. I'm quite impressed with it. Actually, it's nice and quiet. I've heard a fan kick in at one point or another. It's not very hot. It's not even running warm there either, and it's been on quite a few hours now. So yeah, we've got Windows 11 Pro. I'm going to set up. Going to try and set up Windows Remote Desktop. If that doesn't work, I'll set up Chrome Remote Desktop. Okay, so I think that's about it for this video. There's my personal VPS, or whatever you want to call it, set up. I will be running each way sniper on it, and it'll come into its own, I think, when I'm in Spain, because it'll just be run locally here in the UK. And also, if I run up a browser, I can just open Edge or anything like that, and I can log into I can log into any bookies accounts and things like that, like Bet365, because that's always a problem when it comes to logging in abroad and Spain and stuff. So I'll just remote desktop into this. I have had a couple of issues with remote desktop, the client. It's working from this Windows PC, but I can't get it working. It won't connect from my MacBook or a mobile at the moment. So I'm going to look into that, and I'll produce another video on that rather than making this video too long. I'll look at the client side of things in a separate video. Obviously I can use this as a local machine for now, but starting tomorrow from the 1st of March I'll be running Each Way Sniper here. We'll be running that on this machine 24/7. I'll just turn this monitor off, hoping the machine will be sufficiently spec'd, because I appreciate it was only £189. So if I will produce an update video for the client, and I'll also mention in that one whether it's running Each Way Sniper okay without any performance issues. I'm hoping it's going to fit the bill and do the trick. I'll probably keep it as my only Microsoft machine, and then I can, when I'm away, I can just use something to remote into it and use it on any sort of other desktop, whether it's a Chromebook or a Mac. Just dial into it. Okay, thanks for watching. Hope it's been of some use. Thanks now. Cheers. Bye.